Welcome back to my channel. I decided it would be fun to react to K-pop phases my subscribers have been through. This video is just going to be a bit of fun, as I must say. Some of you all submitted some very interesting things, and before we start I just want to say thanks for all the sweet comments I received in the forum as well. It really made my day. Well, without further ado, on to the first submission. I went through a fanfiction phase when I was really new to K-pop. I read at least 9 fanfictions a day and it got to the point where my sleep schedule was messed up. I received a lot of submissions about fanfics, and I understand why. I feel like it's a phase we all more or less go through at some point. You shouldn't read fanfics that much that it starts messing up your sleeping schedule. Your health is way more important than anything else, and you should prioritize it. I don't care how good the fanfiction is, go to sleep. Especially if you feel tired, because you would be forcing yourself to stay awake, thinking I'm going to be a K-pop idol when I'm older. God, that era was hell for me. For real though, I know every single K-pop stan at one point in their life has fantasized about being an idol. How could you not? But when you start realizing things more, you come to see that it's actually one of the worst jobs you could pick. And besides, even if I choose to be one, there is absolutely no way I would be accepted. Not gonna lie, it would be scary walking down the Countdown hallways. I'm black, I'd rather not do that to myself. Me getting absolutely no sleep to watch K-pop content and comebacks. It is frustrating when a K-pop comeback, especially from your old group, is being released when you're sleeping, because of the time zones. I love my ults, but there is no way in hell I'm waking up at 4 AM for a music video, not for stayc, not for NCT, and not even for itzy. I need my beauty sleep, thank you. And besides, it's not like the music video is running. You can always watch it when you wake up. I went through a Koreaboo phase. I hate myself for it. I asked my mom if I could call her Ama. I would do uahageyt so I could be a cute Korean. I would wish that I was Korean so I had a higher chance of dating Suga. And I used to ship because I thought that too. You asked your mother what? I would die from embarrassment. And the uahageyt, oh no. Only do uahageyt if you have the skills, otherwise that's just cringe. Korea is a fascinating place, but I have never necessarily wanted to be Korean. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows, and I'm not a London. There may have been a time when I scammed people while trading. After I realized it was wrong, I contacted them and gave them the pieces though, so character development. Scamming people is not a nice thing to do, and I'm glad you gained some humanity and gave them what they ordered, and I'm happy that phase is over for you. I'm not that involved in trading in the K-pop community, but I have seen multiple occasions of when people have been scammed by other K-pop stans, and it makes me aggravated. Why would you ever scam someone? Make sure you know where your money is going to as well. I had a phase when I wanted depression and stuff. Cause apparently every K-pop fan had that, so K-pop fans, please stop romanticizing mental illnesses. Mental illness is not a joke, and not something that should be heavily romanticized. People struggle with these things for real, and I hate those general stereotypes that are placed in the K-pop community. Not every K-pop stan is a depressed emo teenager who uses K-pop as an escape. Keep that in mind. Noticing that K-pop is just music and idols are just humans. The best phase, I recommend it. I second that. It may take a while, but however long it takes, we all need to realize that K-pop is not that deep. Try not to lose your humanity over it. I went through a phase where I would hunt through like every discography ranking video for each group, and if my favorite song was at the bottom I would dislike and bash the creator in the comments, and I've changed, I promise. Love your vids, by the way. Thank you, and I'm glad that this is no longer a phase for you. When a creator has an opinion that differs from yours, you have no right to bash them unless the opinion is not even an opinion anymore and just blatant hate. You need to find the line in between and be able to differentiate them, cause otherwise you'll look like a clown. I used to call Jungkook my Jungkooky baby, our little bunny. Why would you do that? It's times like these I feel embarrassed being a K-pop stan. Actually, scratch that. I feel embarrassed 24/7. That was the most cringy thing I've read in a while. I want to erase it from my memory. Please don't say this, please. Shifting. If you don't know what shifting is, here is a simple explanation. Shifting is a term now used to describe the act of moving one's consciousness from this current reality, which is called ACR, to one's desired reality called ADR. Where I see people shifting and attempting to shift the most is on TikTok. They have a lot of videos on how to shift and how to write scripts. It's all very cool, and the idea of being in a dream world you created yourself is interesting, but definitely not for me. I know for a lot of people it helps them escape from their reality that may not be perfect and makes them feel happy, which is fine. You do. Twice are so girly. Blackpink way to go. When I first found out about Twice, I loved their cute concept. The music felt so fresh and entertaining and I never got bored of it, and still to this day I love them. So I had a K-pop phase when I wanted to stan new groups, so I searched for the most unknown groups ever and I just swiped all of the most known groups off from my stan list, and that was me just listening to songs and groups almost anyone doesn't know. Stanning new groups to some people makes them feel different or quirky, just because they listen to music no one has ever heard of before. Do what you like but never force yourself to listen to music you don't enjoy, and stan groups that don't appeal to you. With new groups their fan bases are a lot smaller, so it is hard to find content and other stans of the groups, so it does become quite frustrating. But if you genuinely like a group then you have free will to do what you please. I fear I have been in my stan Twitter fighting phase. I wish to forget. Very happy that you are out of that phase. People who fight on stan Twitter are so weird, like get a hobby. Stop acting so useless on social media. It's shameful. Kinda embarrassing, not gonna lie. But in my early kpop years, I used to make my whole family listen to kpop songs I wanted. Don't mind me please. Anyways, I've grown up since then and yeah, I'm not as cringe as I was about 7 years ago. Don't worry, nothing to be embarrassed of. My brother's favorite song right now is Glitch Mode. Choosing my bias only by personality. Still in this phase. Is this even a phase? It's absolutely fine to do that. I always pick by who stands out the most at first, and then when I start to learn more about the personalities of all the members I make a final choice. I went through a concerning SM stan phase where I was only listening to SM artists and absolutely obsessed with Gigi. I like a lot of music now. Thank God I don't limit myself anymore. Don't blame you though. SM is always serving. When you have groups like SHINee, Girls' Generation, Red Velvet, aespa, FX, and NCT all in one company, why would you not be interested? SM artists have such flavorful discographies. Anything you want you will find. I'm glad you don't limit yourself with the music you listen to anymore. I went through a phase of watching a lot of FF on YouTube. I never watched the 18+ ones or anything like that. They were the Delulu Imagine X Idol as your BF or husband, so it was still embarrassing. One time I watched so many Felix FF on YouTube I ran out of non-18+ FF videos to watch. Glad I don't read any sort of FF anymore. You ran out of videos to watch. Damn, YouTube fanfics creep me out, with all that cringe editing. No thank you. The phase where I bought so many Llama cards thinking they were actual photo cards. Official photo cards can get quite pricey, so sometimes people have to retreat to unofficial ones. I can't blame them. If you have a printer and the ability to make one you might as well. I shipped Taehyun and Boomga from TXT so much that I actually thought they were dating in real life. That was in 2020 though. I stopped shipping idols in 2021 thankfully lol. In general you might think idols would look good together, that's fine, but you also need to understand that the possibility of your favorite ship happening is very slim. I know most of these idols aren't dating each other. That's not to say that some aren't, because there is a possibility that they are dating each other, but it's best not to assume too much. Think what you like. Just remember, fantasies are created in your head. Keep them in there, no one else needs to know about them. We have arrived at the end of this video. If you ever want a sequel to this, let me know, because I'm totally down for it. Thanks for watching, bye. 조금씩 가까워지는 다른 꿈